Star Trek Old Familiar World Season 3 set to premiere for July 17th. Boy, they look ready to go, huh? Yeah. So following rumors of reshoots due to the Trump administration, PP has confirmed that Star Trek Old Familiar Worlds returns for its third season on Thursday, July 17th, with a 2-episode premiere. New episodes will follow weekly, wrapping with the finale on September 11th. The show will stream in the U.S. and other regions where PP is available. Season 3 picks up after the Season 2 cliffhanger there was. I already forgot. Involving the Gorn, Captain Pike, crew, don't you mean Chef Pike, of the crew of the USS Enterprise continue exploring old civilizations that Star Trek's been to a million times already, while confronting a new villain that puts their loyalty and strength to the test. If it's the Gorn, it's not a new villain. Yeah. Thought the first encounter was with Kirk and everything. But anyway, this season mixes action with moments of romance, mystery, and even comedy. You don't say. Pushing Star Trek into fresh genre territory. Official description. Well, in Season 3, when we reconnect with the crew of the USS Enterprise, still under the command of Chef Pike, they face the conclusion of Season 2's harrowing encounter with the Gorn. But new life and civilizations await. Will they get to them? Probably not. But anyway, hope springs eternal, including a villain that will test our character's grit and resolve. An exciting twist on classic Star Trek. Season 3 takes characters both new and beloved to new heights and dives into thrilling adventures of faith, duty, romance, comedy, and mystery with varying genres never before seen on any other Star Trek. Yeah, on old Star Trek, there was quality, sci-fi concept, and that sort of thing. You won't be getting any of that here. No, there they are walking in a green screen room. Yeah. Which, look, I don't mind. Even if they did it and it looked this fake, I'd be fine with it. It's just the stories. And Anson Mount's just wasted there. Probably the same for Gregory Peck's grandson here. He probably could have done an okay job. At the very least, just playing a Vulcan, you know, like a new character. Don't really have that big of a problem with the cast, but the storylines and turning number one into, you know, Wonder Woman and all that. And I mean, this girl here is just so hot, but Christine Chapel is just not really supposed to be there, you know. But they confirmed they are an alternate timeline in universe and stuff, so I guess it doesn't matter, you know. Doesn't matter. And yes, so far, old familiar worlds. So the best chances you got is you might get a couple of okay episodes, maybe, as what happened previously. And primarily the second season did better on that than the first. And then maybe, just maybe, one episode that actually comes across as a Star Trek episode. They did one last season. But that was probably an accident, you know. Even though that, too, was on an old familiar world, all the way back to the cage. So, streaming details, you know, it's on PP. So, there we go. Oh, yeah, I already forgot the trailer. I watched it some time ago. Yeah, they go back in time. Isn't it silly? And all that. So, yeah. Even if there is something of a concept, it's kind of like the Thor Love and Thunder scenario where it won't let the plot or concept breathe because it just chokes it out with a multitude of idiot jokes. I mean, the way they have Chef Pike in that he knows his future outcome, he should be a darker and more depressive character considering that. But they'll even have him cracking jokes and stuff. And, And I mean, using that bit of information that he knows his doomed future, that it would make him right. Because in the cage, all you have for what kind of a man was Captain Pike was that he was very strict, by the book type guy, and was, kind of down and depressed, But of course, that was in relation to their previous mission had been a failure, at least in his eyes, and he was feeling awful about it and considering quitting the fleet and all this type of stuff. So that's what they had in play there. But that didn't necessarily mean he's always like that. He was just in a bad mood as that story started. But it certainly should be very different from Captain Kirk. And, well, they abandoned that for the most part. He's basically Captain Kirk. Sometimes. Most of the time, he's Chef Pike. He does like to cook. He's got a whole massive kitchen in his massive cabin on the ship. So there you go. Old Familiar Worlds, Season 3.